putting your hands together, close to your heart, shoulders even, body relaxed, head bowed in reverence. The reason we take all these efforts is we are bringing ultimate mindfulness when we invoke, and the most mindful version of me when we say thank you when we express gratitude. Because we are so casual sometimes in invoking, which is why I always make sure I say hands close to the heart, shoulders relaxed, rest of the body relaxed, head lowered in reverence. Ananta samsara samudratara naukayitabhyam guru bhaktidabhyam vairagya samrajada pujanabhyam namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kundali Kumari Kutile Chandi Charachara Savitri Chamunde Gunini Guharini Guhye Gurumurte Tvam Namami Kamakshi Gurumurte Tvam Namami Kamakshi Gurumurte Tvam Namami Kamakshi Jagannata Pahima. There are so many things that are symbolic today. To someone who is just getting introduced to her grace, they seem like miracle. To me, it's no miracle, because that's all I see all day. All these meetings that we've had so far, I've done it on the dining table. Today, I decided, I'll go outside on the patio. I sat there, but we have a little waterfall in the back. It was too noisy. I said no. Then I wanted to go to the dining table. Then I said, my son was playing around. I said, no, he's going to disturb me. So today I'm sitting in my puja room. And as I was chanting, it seems like a miracle, but it's really Mother's will that today we are entering the sanctum sanctorum. Not of this house, but of our own inner selves. Because today, it's going to be a really beautiful meeting. I just don't know what's going to unfold, but it's going to be a beautiful meeting. The very first meeting I remember, I had said that someone had asked me, so what is the plan? I said, I really don't know what the plan is. The Mother will unfold as we move along. And sometimes for others, it's like, what? You have no plan? It seems like it's going a little haphazard, and it doesn't seem like it has a direction. I want to read something out. And this is Swamiji's words. These are Swamiji's words. I was going to say these are HHPP Swamiji's words, but no, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, he says, I don't offer explanations. I can't. The explanation bone is missing in my body. When someone questions my decisions or my intention, instead of justifying my actions, I simply withdraw and let time reveal the truth. If our thinking aligns, you will come back. If it doesn't, you'll move on. Either way, it's a win-win. I feel if I have to explain, they're not ready for me. You see, when you have killed yourself, when I say yourself, it's the lower self. When the lower self is dead completely, when the mind has nothing to say, then whatever you say is the expression of the divine from within. You know, I have trained myself to not listen to my mind. I have trained myself to not scheme and to not plan. It was torturous, let me tell you. Because, you know, we are so trained in, let's plan this, let's scheme this. Oh, what about this? I'm going there. Let me see. No, I have trained myself to untrain this whole planning and scheming. So to get back into planning and scheming is a real torture now. So when Meera had been nudging me, Anu, you have to do something for people in depression. I was like, yes, we'll do it. Then one day it occurs from inside. And then I just went ahead and typed up this thing saying, okay, we are creating this group, light workers. If you want to join, here is the joining link. Okay, people joined. And then, okay, the first meeting is this way. Even before the meeting, I kept watching my mind. My mind was like, why don't you say this? What? I'm like, no, drop it. It's not your meeting, oh mind. Shut up, it's not about you. And then I sat down and I said, okay, mother, it's your show. You conduct it the way you want to. And then people started asking, oh, what's the plan? What are we going to do? I said, I really don't know. To some people, it seemed like, what is this? You don't know? How is this going to go anywhere? But you know, as Swamiji says, I have no explanation. I just cannot explain how she unfolds, because I have seen it happen many times. I cannot offer an explanation because explanations belong in the mind. Such is the state of Swamiji. I'm not saying my state is like Swamiji's state. I'm just saying you all will experience this in the next 21 days. You all will experience how this whole scheming and planning is one big pile of, censored word, because I'm in the sanctum sanctorum. I don't want to use these words. They hold no meaning. Now looking back from the first meeting to today, you will say, oh my God, this was so perfectly executed. You can say, oh Anu, you did great, perfect execution. I'll just sit here and smile because I know every time the scheming and planning part of my mind arose, I just went ahead and killed it. Because I was like, no scheming, no planning. There is no blueprint of this light workers meeting. It is going to flow in divine expression. And here we are in the sanctum sanctorum today. Here we are in my puja mandir. Before, I was outside on the dining table. Today, Mother says, no, you have put in efforts to clean the vessel. You're allowed inside today. Because when you enter the sanctum sanctorum with a logical mind, oh, how is this going to happen? I'm just going to quit this group. This group is going nowhere. There is no blueprint. There is no meeting plan. There is no 6-week plan. This is doomed for failure. You quit. Perfectly fine. But you all stayed back with some faith. And let me tell you, faith is an absolute term. Either you have it or you don't. I have it like I cannot describe it in words. And I knew when she starts something, she'll take it to completion like never before. And look at it today. All of you emotionally cleansed. Memories come knocking You feel what you feel and be done. You have no idea where you are. You have no idea how close you are to completion. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about the completion that's in the near future. And as I was explaining to Komal, I said, like the river merges in the sea for many, many, many miles, and it's a picture worth Googling. How does a river merge into the sea? You will see it merges for many miles. The merger continues for many miles. And one day, who's to say which is the sea, which is the river? But till the river is merging in the sea, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful experience. Only the river knows. A little bit of salt water, little bit of the river, little bit of personality, little bit of presence, little bit of personality, little bit of presence. And slowly, and you don't know when you become the presence. That's the blessed state we are all getting to. And if you listen to the song of Mahamudra in Swamiji's meditation video, he describes the whole river. Guess what? That journey is done. You have already started the completion. It is the joy of being empty. The joy of being empty of labels, mental constructs, thoughts, emotions. That joy can only be experienced where you are today. You can explain this joy to many other people. Oh, just lose those labels. They'll be like, okay, all right. You know, those emotions, just feel what you feel. They're like, yeah, you don't understand. But what you are experiencing today is pure divine grace. Because this is when the river has started merging in the ocean. You are so close to completion. I have goosebumps, but I have no words to explain. It is just a journey you have to take to realize. And why 21 days? Because there are 21 audios of Lalita Sahasranam that we are going to listen. Why should I listen? I don't have that much, love for Divine Mother, which is okay. But you have taken this diya, you have cleansed it. It's a beautiful brass diya. You have cleansed it. You have used imli, rangoli, whatever you can think of. It is shining. Because that's what your antakaran is today. Completely devoid of labels, mental constructs, sadness, emotions, memories. You have cleansed yourself. What are you going to do with this? You have to light the lamp of knowledge in it. But if you take a dry wick and you put fire, it will just burn and just become all powdery ash. What will it do? It will take this beautiful brass pot you have and it will just destroy it. It will make it all black again. And that's what Meera keeps posting, that Uddhav, Gyan without bhakti, Gyan without prem is that. So today Mother wants to give us all divine love. Because what Uddhav was doing, he had this antakaran and he put this wick in it and he lit it. What's going to happen? Without that ghee of divine love, it will just burn and produce ashes. And that ash will go into your eyes. Again you will be like Brahmit. And that video is worth watching. Although it's super funny. I watched it so many times and I laughed. But it has the crux. You have this beautiful antakaran that you have cleansed all these weeks. You have worked relentlessly to LTSG. You have worked relentlessly to feel what you feel and let go. You have worked relentlessly to empty your mind. You have worked relentlessly to center yourself. Now what? It will be vyarth. It will be absolutely useless if you don't pour that shuddha ghee in it. And that ghee is divine love. Because only that divine love, when that pot has divine love, it will light up the Gyan. Knowledge is Prakash. That Devi comes from Div. Div is Diva. Lamp of knowledge cannot light. In an Antakaran, there are requirements. First requirement is your Antakaran has to be pure, which you already have achieved. Second, you have to have divine love. And when that divine love lights, it's Swayam Prakash, and that's why the name Shambho. Shambhu is Swayambhu. Bhu is Prakash. Bha is Bhaskar. Bhaskar is the sun. Bho Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. I don't know if you have heard that bhajan. Bho Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho. Swayambho. That Deepak in your Antakaran, no one needs to take a matchstick and light it. That when you fill your Antakaran with that ghee of divine love, it lights on its own. And that's Swayambho, Shambho. Experience that. As I'm saying, I'm filled with goosebumps because no one needs to come and light that. Because Shambhu is Swayambhu. That lamp of knowledge is lit on its own. But only when your Antakaran is filled with divine love. Now arises the question, how do you fill yourself with divine love? Every name of the Divine Mother. And you could be listening to the glories of the Divine Mother, and if your Isht is someone else, you just replace the word Divine Mother with your Isht. That's it. These are the glories of Paramatma. I look at Paramatma as the Divine Mother. You could look at Paramatma as Sri Hari, as Hanumanji, as Swamiji. These are the glories of Paramatma. As you go through Lalita Sahasranam, 21 audios in these 21 days, it is very important we go through these. Because that Antakaran that has been so purely cleaned, what are you going to pour in it? If there is nothing in it, guess what? Slowly the dust will accumulate. As you listen to the glories, you will see Mitra Rupini. That's the name of the Divine Mother. She comes as your friend to help you out of lower states. Is it not true for all of us? We've never seen each other, never met each other. Yet there we are on Light Workers Group as friends for each other. We are pouring our lives out, the darkest of our sufferings out, with a trust. Who is that as Mitra Rupini? Veera Aradhya, Virat Rupa, Veera Aradhya, the one who is worshipped by Veeras or courageous people. How courageous are you all? How courageous are we all to rise above the magnanimous pull of the lower self? Remember, the pull of the lower self is not just this lifetime. It's going on for many, many lifetimes together. And if we have risen above the pull of the lower self, we are Veera, Veeraradhya. We are already worshipping her. As you go through Lalita Sahasranam, you will see the glories are not of the Paramatma somewhere out there in some realm. Everything is in and around us. Veera Goshti Priya. All these chats we have on Light Workers, Veera Goshti, wherein we talk about what a grace has descended upon us, that we are able to rise above this. Veera Goshti Priya. She revels in such discussions when people are expressing how grace has uplifted them from their lower self. That's the name of the Divine Mother, Veera Goshti Priya. As you go through Lalita Sahasranam, you will see each and every meaning is in you and around you. We are not talking of some God somewhere out there. And when you start realizing all of these things in and around you, you will fall more and more in love with her, who is in and around you, who alone exists. And then you will start flowing in divine love. And when you start flowing in divine love, when your entire being is flowing in divine love, Bho Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho, Bho Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho, then that light of knowledge is lit on its own, Swayambho. Then you're left with nothing but answers. You have no more questions. Anyone can pose any question to you. You are left with answers, nothing but answers. You might have not the foggiest idea of their condition. You might have not the foggiest idea of their situation. Yet, you know the answer. And the answer may not be right or wrong. The person receiving the answer might say, this doesn't make sense. It will make sense someday. Can you offer an explanation why you have written that answer? No. Because along with your mind, you have lost that bone that explains. Let me read Swamiji's again. I don't offer explanations. I can't. The explanation bone is missing in my body. When someone questions my decisions or my intentions, instead of justifying my actions, I simply withdraw. Let time reveal the truth. Simple as that. When you have worked so hard to kill your lower self, and someone is questioning you, Anu, where is the blueprint of the meeting? What are we going to do in Light Workers Group? What is the 40-day plan? I really don't know. It's not out of arrogance. I really don't know. I have worked very hard to kill the scheming and planning mind. I cannot revive it just for you. Just to give you a plan, I cannot revive it. I've worked very hard. So be it. Let time reveal the truth. If our thinking aligns, you will stay. If it doesn't, you will leave. It's a win-win situation both ways. So talk about self-confidence, self-esteem, self-reliance. We are always looking, oh, Anu, I did this. Was that a right thing to do? Follow your heart. Ask within. To me, I always say, Mother, I used to say, Mother, should I do this? Is this the right thing to do? I'll tell you a simple, my reliance on her is, she must be busy just with my work because I rely on her so much. Yesterday I had to go for a haircut. I called a place and I said, hey, do you have anything available for 1 o'clock? They said, yeah, we do. I'm going to put you with this hairstylist. Then I asked her, is this stylist any good? Has she been working with you for a long time? Then they said, no, she's new, but I'm sure she's good. And then I said, Mother, should I go to her? I said, okay, just put me down with her. And then I said, okay, Mother, I'm sure you think I should go to her. I'll go to her. Literally 10 minutes later, my other hairstylist, who had not been returning my text, texted me saying, oh, Anu, I'm sorry, I didn't see your messages. I have time today at 2 o'clock. It was a no-brainer to me. I said, okay, Mother, I see what you're saying. Then I just called the other place and I cancelled it. Then I said, okay, I'm going to go at 2 o'clock and get my haircut done. Then he called me and said, oh, no, I cannot do it today. Can you come some other day? I said, okay, Mother, you don't want me to go today. No problem. No problem. No gharshan, no friction at all. Before, I would be like, I cannot believe it. You told me 2 o'clock. I dropped everything. Now I'm free. Now you're saying you can't do it. I'm busy next week, blah, 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 blah. That's suffering. To go with the flow, to go with the flow of divine will, no suffering. Okay, mother, you want me to get the haircut next week? No problem. I'll go next week. You have a question, you ask the mother. Faith is an absolute term. Have faith. She will answer. She has to answer. When I say the self, the true self, the Advaitins call it the self. Devotees call it the Divine Mother or Sri Hari. They're one and the same. The self wants you to lead a very smooth, happy life. The self wants to guide you at every single moment. The self wants everything in your life to go smooth. The problem is, you look for guidance outside. Then outside guidance is just that. You look for assurance outside. Oh, am I okay? You tell me, am I okay? Am I doing the right thing? Why look outside? When the powerhouse is within you, look within, ask within, seek within, find within. Is it possible? Give it a try. You have to. That's the exercise for the next 21 days. Seek within, find within. You have a question, you pose within. You want guidance, you ask within. Someone bothering you, you seek within. You have a problem, you ask within. I should have gotten a haircut. All this hair is bothering me. So that's going to be our homework for the next 21 days. We are going to rely only on our self. We are going to gain confidence only from within. Keep reading what Swamiji wrote. Once you have lost your mind, once you have become a mindless fool, just flow with the divine will. Which is why I said, before taking up a new task, center yourself. Because in that task, you will have guidance from within. I treat 7 to 8 patients every day. Before every patient, I center myself. Before I walk into my operatory, I center myself. Even after centering myself, sometimes those cases, they're not picture perfect. But I know I have centered myself. I know I have done it with the purest of intention. I let it go. Let's see where it goes. And I tell my patients, I stand by my work. If you ever have a problem, you come back to me. And sometimes the cases may not look textbook. Because textbook talks about perfection, right? There is no such thing as perfection. If you perform actions from the core of your being, they have already reached perfections. They have already reached perfection. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraj. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashuchaha. Sarva dharman parityajya. This is right, this is wrong, I should behave like this, I should be compassionate, I should be this, I should be that. It becomes a con. If you are not situated in your being, all the doing is a con. It is going to fall one day. But from the being comes nothing but compassion, comes nothing but kindness. But having too many labels, you go through Swaminarayan questions. See how people are just deprecating themselves. I'm not worthy. Swamiji, I read something, I was like, oh my God, what are these labels? I'm not worthy of you. That's all. That's the big umbrella. All the raindrops could be anything. Imagine if Swamiji had thought, I'm not worthy of you, mother. We all would be still suffering. Because he thought, no, I'm worthy of the Divine Mother. He went and sat and meditated because he thought, I'm worthy of you. Imagine if he were like us, I am unworthy. Where would we be? We've got some. Can we write letters to her? You can. Why not? You can write letters to her. I used to write letters to her. You can. What I'm trying to convey through this meeting is she does communicate back. You have to train yourself to listen to her. That's these 21 days of training. You have a question, you pose within. How do you pose within? How do you invoke her? You simply speak in your language. She is Bhasha Rupini. One of her names is Bhasha Rupa. All the languages is her. What stotra should you use to invoke her? If you just say, come mother, that's enough. She will come. You have a question, you pose. I pose questions in my own language. In English, in Marathi, in Hindi. Mother, what do you think? Should I do this? Simple. Communicate with her like she is your own. You can write to her, you can do whatever. And she herself is giving this. I did not cook up. Remember, I have taken the scheming and planning mind and it's gone. I don't plan or scheme anymore. I just go with the flow. She said, come to the Sanctum Sanctorum, I'm here. 21 days of Lalita Sahasranam. It's just flowing through her. So in these 21 days, learn to communicate with her. She does communicate back. And once you have killed your lower self, know. If someone asks you something, if you center yourself and reply, know that that reply is complete, perfect. Let's read Swamiji's thing again, because it needs to sink in. I don't offer explanations. Why? Because it's her will that he is expressing. Who is to offer explanations anyway? His mind has to say, oh no, actually, I killed my mind, now my mind doesn't speak, that's why whatever I speak is Divine Mother's. Nobody got time for that. I can't. The explanation bone is missing in my body. When someone questions my decisions or my intentions, when he says my, remember the river has already merged. Instead of justifying my actions, I simply withdraw and let time reveal the truth. If our thinking aligns, you will come back. If it doesn't, you'll move on. Either way, it's a win-win. I feel if I have to explain, they're not ready for me. These lines are written by H.H.P.P. Om Swami. No Komal, not Harry Potter. So, what if explanation is for close relatives? For anyone. Remember, the grace of the self will make your life smooth. I had asked the mother, Mother, if I want to come closer to you, if I want to move closer to you, I'm tied to a chariot, right? I'm one of the wheels of a chariot. That chariot is my family. If one wheel wants to go one way, the other wheels don't want to go that way, how can it come to you? I know you also want me to come close to you. But how can I come close to you if other wheels are pulling me to the other side? So if you want my love, if you want my love unconditionally for you, if you want me to sing for you, if you want my love being expressed fully, you make the other wheels move closer to you. You make all the wheels run towards you. Till then, I cannot help it. And she did. Know that the grace of self is for you to lead a smooth life. You want all your family members to be great devotees of the Divine Mother? You ask her. The one who makes the entire creation move cannot move the gati of your family members? Who says so? My conviction is such, I feel I can make anyone a Devi Bhakt. You know why? Because my conviction is such, if I ask, Mother, you make him a Devi Bhakt, she will make him. Whether he wants to be a Devi Bhakt or not, I don't care. My conviction is such that the prayers are always answered because she is nothing but ever compassionate. Now you know where the problem comes? When the mind poses timelines, blueprint. It wants a blueprint. When will that happen, Mother? How will that happen? That's when you take the blueprint mind and you... Scheming and planning is not allowed. You ask the mother, Mother, make him a great Devi Bhakt. Make him the greatest devotee. She will. She absolutely will. When? Don't question. For a while, I only had one desire. I want to move closer to you. I am a wheel of a chariot. Make everything move closer. You know, I actually remember the incident. I was driving, listening to the audiobook, Autobiography of a Yogi. In that, Paramahansa Yogananda prays to Mother Kali for his sister's husband to become a great devotee. And she appears to him and she says, okay, I accept your prayer. I remember I started boohooing in the car, saying, you're so partial. Just because he could sit for 5 hours and meditate, you granted his wish. I'm going to pray to you right now and I will see why you won't grant my wish. And she did. All I'm saying is, seek within, find within. There is nothing she cannot give. Have that faith. Have that conviction in your prayers. So the whole point, again, of these 21 days is to continuously seek within, find within. Learn to communicate so you become so self-confident, self-reliant, self-dependent that you don't need anything outside. 1. Second, to fill yourself with divine love, because I promise you, at the end of 21 days, Shambhu, the lamp of knowledge will be lit within all of us. If you have worked relentlessly on all the things we have done so far in the group, know that Mother will drag her husband there in the Antakaran as Shambhu. That's the grace of the Divine Mother. Because her name is Shivajnana Pradayini. Shivajnana Pradayini. Pradayini means the one who gives Shivajnana. So for Shambhu, which is that lamp of knowledge that appears when the Antakaran is ready, that is her grace. So she will drag her husband there. It's her responsibility. His grace brings us closer to her, and her grace brings him within. It's amazing how they work. So I think, 24 hours in a day, I know we lead a busy life. All I'm asking is 1 audio a day. Or let's say you missed 1 day, 2 days. So 21 audios, 21 days. You have to take this time out. And I'm not saying when you listen, you have to sit in a meditative posture somewhere. You're doing your kitchen work, put your headphones on, listen. You're driving, put your headphones on, listen. You're working out in the gym, put your headphones on, listen. You're walking, it might be even better. Why don't you take up walking for 21 days? Put your headphones on, start walking, listening to Lalita Sahasranam. But if you take this sorry about that. But if you take this antakaran that is so clean and do nothing about it, it will be a waste. Because a human life that has not experienced divine love, vyarth, vyarth, vyarth. I'll have Meera post that video again. Watch it. Let us not become Uddhav. Let us experience that divine love. Let us be, and let me tell you, after this 21 days, you will never need anyone else. You will be so self-confident, self-reliant, self-dependent. It will be unearthly. You'll never feel lonely. Something for you all to experience because you've worked so hard already. Lalita Sahasranam explanation on Jagan Mata Pahima, yes, the YouTube channel. And I think Meera will start posting also, one audio at a time. And then there is Bhakti series also that you can listen to. But it won't make sense. I mean, you will enjoy it, but it's important to listen to the glories first. Because the glories will put that ghee in your antakaran. And I'm telling you, when that lamp of knowledge lights, no more questions. Just a treasure of answers for anyone and everyone. They might have some unique situation in their life, but you have an answer. How? It's not you. Remember, it's your higher self giving out the answers. So, continuing on with the foundation practices of keeping yourself empty, the joy of being empty, indescribable. Only the flute of Lord Krishna knows the joy of being empty, because the beautiful music comes out of that flute. You know, the Divine Mother in my puja mandir, she holds something as a blessing in her hand at all times. And I don't usually tell people that, but I'm telling you all. She holds Parabhakti with her, because that was my condition for buying this house. And if you ask her today, she'll give it to you. And even if Divine Mother is not your Isht, ask for Parabhakti. It could be ultimate surrender to the self within. And that is ultimate surrender. You rely on yourself for everything. Then your life really becomes as if floating on water. No gharshan, no friction. Whatever you need comes to you automatically. Some things you have to just experience to see what I'm talking about. Let us all take a moment and ask the Divine Mother for Parabhakti. Jagan Mata, Parabhaktim Dehi. Parabhaktim Dehi. Parabhaktim Dehi. Because, if you, I had never planned what are we going to name the group. I was recording the audios and sending it to Pankaj. And then Pankaj came up with the name From Depression to Devotion. See, no planning, no scheming. Where are we heading now? We're heading towards Parabhakti, divine love. Did we plan this? No, no blueprint. We started off saying, okay, we're going to have the depression series. But no, he said depression to devotion. Depression is already done. We have entered the sanctum sanctorum. We're moving towards devotion now. We're going to experience the joy of Parabhakti. Because 2020 we have work to do. We are going to introduce ourselves as light workers on Black Lotus. We are going to have a group of light workers on there, helping people out of depression, moving them onto devotion. For that, we need to go through the entire process. Because wherever you have been, you wouldn't even want your enemy to be there. But before we help others, we have to help ourselves completely. Which is why we have the month of December remaining. It's perfect. 21 days of Lalita Sahasranam, 9 days of Bhakti. End of December 2020 as light workers, helping many, many, many others, one-on-one. So, well, now we have the blueprint here. We all wanted blueprints, right? This is the blueprint of the group and where it's going. Let's start the Q&A. You can just unmute yourself. Yes, Abhijit. Just call me Anu. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonderful question. I had the same exact question for Swamiji when I first saw him at the Canada retreat, and he also answered it it's there on YouTube. But like a child starts walking, right? He falls, he walks. He falls, he walks. Right? Similarly, initially, you won't know. But you keep at it. And then there will be no doubts. It's like as if I told you, right? Child starts walking, he falls many times. So many times you will not know. You will think, oh, this is it, this is it, this is it. But how long can the child keep falling? One day he's going to walk. One day you will walk. If you stick to the basics, I had asked Komal to give a breakdown of her learnings, and she said, bottom line, no thought matters. You just empty it out, empty it out, empty it out. Stay empty. You yourself intuitively know this is divine will. No one can come and tell you because your intuition is yours. So this is something that will come with practice, and that's what the next 21 days is all about. Extensive practice in everything. In everything. Sometimes I'll be cooking and I'll be checking WhatsApp, and then I'll be like, oh, did I put salt? Then I'll ask the mother, Mother, did I put salt in here? If she says no, I'll put it. Then I won't think, oh, what if there is already salt in this? Then I believe her. If mother says, yes, you've put it, then I don't put it. Sometimes mother says, yes, you have put it, and I don't put it, and there's no salt. Do I start feeling guilty? Oh, no, you just, okay, move on, keep moving on, keep moving on. Good. For everything, ask the Divine Mother. Seek within, find within. That's the only thing we have to do for the next. That's the only thing we have to do for the next 21 days. And those will be our discussions online also. I hope I answered that, Abhijit. How is Rudri doing? Okay, good. Okay, I know Lakshmi. Wait, let me unmute you. Yes, you had a question, right? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Was Sangeeta trying to say something? Yes, Saurabh, please go ahead, unmute yourself. Should I unmute you? Go ahead. You can speak, Saurabh. You can just call me Anu. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Quietening of mind is a 24/7 job. You have to do it till your mind is completely dead. But the mind never dies, that's the thing. You have to continuously keep emptying it. It just keeps blah 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 blah. You keep emptying that. That's a 24/7 job. Okay? Cleansing is as and when needed. As Mansi was pointing out, it's not like a done deal. It's not a done deal, you know. If you read something, let's say you read some news and it starts bothering you, feel what you feel, go through the emotions, be done. If you ignore it, right? If you read something and you felt something and you ignore it, it will keep coming. It will keep coming. It's something that's unanswered. Feel what you feel, be done. So emotional cleansing and quietening of the mind are a fluid process. They keep happening, keep happening. Lalita Sahasranam is to purify ourselves further and to put that bhakti in us so that lamp of knowledge can be lit. Make sense? What do I answer when people keep asking, why should I live? I want to die, no use of my life. See, there is no straightforward answer to this, because someone who is stuck in the lower self will obviously feel that way. Because their mind is like non-stop labels, guilt, I'm not worthy crap, all of that. The mind will not let you live. And that's where we are heading, that we make ourselves so capable that we are able to help and guide people, hopefully. So there is no answer for such people. Why should I live? I want to die. No use of my life. See, most of the time people just say these things. As Swamiji was saying, if something comes, they'll be the first ones to move and save themselves. Yes, go ahead. Shrivani, you have something to say. Should I unmute you? Okay. Jealousy, hatred, anger, left. Okay, this can have two meanings, Jealousy, hatred and anger is still left, or they left. Okay, we'll take it as left. Jealousy, hatred, anger has left. How to deal with fear? Fear of darkness. Message me privately, we'll talk about it. Or let's talk about that. How to deal with fear of darkness. Every child growing up has fear of darkness. I had it too. Swamiji says, if you're scared of the dark, you just switch on the light. Why do we always have to be warriors? Okay, I have fear of darkness. I don't like dark rooms. I always keep some light on. Done. Why do you want to go in a dark room and stay there saying, I'm going to overcome this fear of darkness? Do you see what I'm saying? You have fear of darkness. Okay, what's the big deal? You have fear of darkness. Switch on the light. There are so many beautiful night lamps you can put and go to sleep. Why you want to... See, the problem is the why. Why is the problem? Why do I have fear of darkness? That fear of darkness grows a little bit more. Why can't I be in a dark room? It grows a little bit more. Why doesn't everyone else have fear of darkness? Why is it just me? A little bit more. I really want to overcome this fear of darkness. It's a big monster. Just let it be what it is. And if it needs to be addressed, we will address it. So definitely message me privately. We will try to address it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have fear of darkness, don't make a big deal. That was something my dad always said. You have fear of darkness? Okay, switch on the light. What's the big deal? Instead of, saying, go, it's okay. Don't be a warrior. We don't have to be warriors in our lives. It's okay to live with some fears. I have fear of lizards. And I live in Florida, right? In summer, they are all over the place. Do I want to try to overcome them? No, and my son, he catches lizards. So, do I want to overcome? I'll just leave it at that. I'm scared of lizards. I am. No big deal. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. So, take it a little easy. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyone else? Looks like everyone has lost their mind. No one has any questions. That's perfect. I'll email HHPP Om Swami and let him know. Go ahead, Sailaja. I have unmuted you. Wait. Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. Unmute yourself, please, one more time. Sailaja, unmute yourself, please. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. Someone asked me this just yesterday in a different way. I said, devotion is like an ocean. It accepts everything, it has everything, it allows everything. There are no pitfalls. Your mind might say, hey, this is not devotion, but mother accepts it as devotion. Your mind might judge, you cannot do this. This is a Bollywood song. You cannot sing it for the Divine Mother. But the mother accepts it. So understand the pitfalls, the blueprint. This is the language of the mind. Mother accepts everything as devotion. Yes, go ahead, Komal. We can hear you. Empty it. Drop it. Go. No, no, go ahead. No. Okay. Then you, fear of gaining or not gaining comes from not having faith. I told you, right? Faith is an absolute term. Either you have it or you don't. There is no middle way. So either you have some faith, some fear, then you really don't have any faith. Faith is, Mother, I want this. I don't know if it is good for me. This wanting of this might come with 1,000 strings attached that might pull me back. I don't know, but you know, you have that, panoramic view of my life. I don't. Which is why I'm offering this desire to you with full faith that you know what is best for me. You know I only want your love. You know I only want to be close to you. But if this desire, if fulfillment of this desire is going to take me far away from you, no matter what, don't fulfill it. That's the way I operate with her. It's not like, it's not like I don't have desires. I also want things. But I always tell her, to me, Para Bhakti is number one mother. Apart from that, there is nothing else I want. But in between here and there, I want things. But if these things are going to take me away from you, I don't want them. Sangeeta, you have something to ask? Sangeeta? Nothing. Okay. Sailaja? Nothing? Make one desire like your guiding principle in life. My guiding principle in life is Parabhakti. Anything I want, I tell her, hey, listen, don't forget I want that. Everything else, if it is conducive to that, you give it to me. If not, don't give it to me. So have something. Let that be the guiding light for all your desires. You will reach a state of desirelessness because all the planning and scheming will be dead. You will truly learn to flow with life. Then no more desires, because desires are part of planning, scheming, blueprint. That's all part of, desire is part of that. And when you start flowing, you really have no desire. You're like, if it happens, well and fine. If it doesn't happen, that's fine too. Like yesterday, when my hairstylist said, okay, I'll see you at 2. Okay, fine. Oh no, I can't see you. Oh, okay, fine. Both ways, you're okay. Because you know, you have given your entire life in someone else's hand. Someone who is capable of actually handling your life. And they are leading your life and you're just enjoying the ride. Literally on a cruise mode, you're enjoying that ride and she's taking you for a ride. That's what life is. Life is a beautiful ride. The charioteer is Lord Krishna, the Divine Mother, and you literally just sit back, relax and enjoy the ride. That's what life should be. Anything else? हाँ जी बोलिए. Mm-hmm. No, it might sound that way, but it's not like that. You know, when I have to see, first of all, hard work, I don't do it everywhere. Haircut, I put so much effort. Look up the closest salon. It's a little upscale, theek hai, chalo, hopefully they'll have good people there. Okay, call them, hey, who's available? Okay, fine. All right, mother, I'm going to this person. Then the other person called. All right, I'll see you. Okay, because I've been to this guy before. I know he does good work. He called me back. I said, okay, I'm going to go to him. Cancel the other one. Now these are mundane activities. I don't need to put too much effort, too much hard work. Now comes my work, right? My work, the efforts, the amount of efforts I put are not just like haircut place. Every case, I look at it. After being centered, I plan this case. Some cases are like, they're hopeless. The tooth needs to be extracted. But these patients are in their 70s, 80s, sometimes 90s. They're like, I got money I'm sitting on. I want to go to the grave with this tooth. Do whatever it is that you can. Then I start thinking, okay, so you have to know when to put all your energy and efforts and when to say, okay, chalo, this is petty. Let this go on. So if it comes to your work, if it comes to something you're handling, you need to put in efforts, you need to put in efforts. You just have that clarity. And that comes with the grace of the Divine Mother. The more connected you are, some things are like, something as petty as this, do I really? Because some people will go on Google and research about the pettiest thing they want to buy. You want to go get your nails done. You will start looking at reviews. Oh, what kind of nail salon is this? It's petty. You want to get your nails done, go someplace, get your nails done, be done. Now you want to write a research paper, you have to put in effort. That clarity only comes with clarity. Does that make sense? Somewhat? Yes. Yes. Better state. We'll all be in a better state. Yes, go ahead, Komal. We can't hear you. Komal? Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead. Effortless living, that's what I'm talking about. Effortless living. That's what life is all about. You live effortless. Literally imagine mother is driving the car, you're sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the ride. You just know, I want to reach that hairstylist. I don't know her name. I know where she's at. Let me just call. Boom, you're connected with her directly. And that's because you have become a mindless fool, Komal. The other discussion I was having with Komal, I think it's worth mentioning. She was saying, I don't know how people sleep less hours. I wish I slept fewer hours. I said, why? You want to go to a cave and meditate for the rest of the night? And then she's like, no, because I have so much more work to do. I have so much to do. And then, boy, I'll have to go back. But I delete the chat, so I really don't know. And then I think I told her this have to is the problem. The have to is part of the mind. I have to. So she's like, oh, even better. Then I don't have to do anything. I can just sit back and do nothing. I said, no, I didn't say that. Just remove the prefix, I have to, and just keep doing what you have to do. See, the problem with have to is, I was explaining to her, I said, let's say you drop dead as a mindless fool at this moment, right? Because when your mind is empty and you drop dead, you're already one with the source, right? Let's say you drop dead at this moment as a mindless fool, you never have to come back. But now you're dropping dead with the have to's. Oh, I have to do a lot of things. So although you are ready for moksha, you'll have to come back. Why? Because you clung on to the have to. I have to. It's like, I was giving her example of, let's say I start dreaming and scheming and planning and creating a blueprint saying, once I retire, I'll go to Kailash. Okay? And let's say I drop dead tomorrow. I'm already in her bhav. I'm already a mindless fool. I drop dead. But the have to, what desire did I create? I want to go to Kailash after I retire. Then I have to come back. Because I held on to that desire, right? I want to go to Kailash when I retire. So then I have to come back. Lead a life again. Work. Retire. And whatever that age may be, retiring age. Retire. Go to Kailash. Then I have a chance. But by then, out of ignorance, I have created much more of the have-tos, of the desires. Be very careful what you desire for. The desire might seem very flowery and spiritual. It can be binding. Something as simple as, I want to go to Kailash after I retire. You want to go to Kailash, be done. Or whenever you have a chance, you go to Kailash and be done. Scheming and planning, I'm telling you, is so deep rooted in us, but it can have such repercussions. Don't scheme, don't plan. Don't say, I have to. Just do what you have to do and be done. There was a Swami who came to our house. He was called Swami Anubhavananda. there was two sentences he would always say: nothing to do, nowhere to go. We've already established nowhere to go, because no matter where you are, you're centered. Nothing to do. I have nothing to do. And I truly feel that I have nothing to do. After this satsang, I will see what I need to do and do it. But I don't have anything to do. So when I think we started this discussion, but the discussion didn't really go anywhere. Someone had shoulder pain, and I said, a lot of sense of doing creates shoulder pain. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. All these have tos stay right here. Flow with the day. When you wake up, you know you have to brush. Brush. I have to brush. I have to take a shower. I have to eat breakfast. Why the prefix of have to? The have to creates shoulder pain. A sense of doing prevents the sense of being. In a sense of being, you just keep doing what you need to do. In a sense of doing, you have to do. So that's what I was explaining to Komal, saying, don't say you have to. If you are enrolled for PhD, you know what needs to be done, just do it. When I go to the office, I have to see so many patients, no. As it opens up, I keep doing what I need to do. And I keep saying all day, I have nothing to do, I have nowhere to go. In the absolute truest sense, I have nothing to do, I have nowhere to go. I have no karmas lined up for me, and I have nowhere to go. Experience this. Whatever needs to be done, just do it. The I have to. Understand, if you drop dead the next moment, all the have to list will bring you back. Although you may drop dead in the bhav of the Divine Mother, the have tos will bring you back. Be careful. Just keep doing what you need to do and drop the prefix of have to. So, I'm glad we talked about this. Anyone has any questions? I don't like to take more than 1 hour of your time. Okay. No more. Okay. So, the next 21 days, seek within, find within. Whatever you want will come to you effortlessly. Remember the incident of Swamiji describing about the tomatoes? He just thought, tomatoes. You should have told me, Vidya Swamiji. He just thought, and tomatoes came running to him. Don't think it's not possible to get to that stage. It's like, Komal was saying. She just thought, I want to reach that hairstylist. She called, and that hairstylist was on the phone. What are the chances? 100% chances. Prerequisite, faith. Faith is an absolute term. Either you have it or you don't. And remember, that when the child starts walking, he will fall many times. It's okay. The child doesn't give up. Let us not give up either. So, as I was saying, I'm still walking and falling. But I have really reached a state of effortless living. Everything, whatever I need, I want, comes to me in time. We were looking, and I told you about this, we were looking for a house for 1.5 years. We wanted to move out of that old house. Initially, look at this house, constantly talk, and then one fine day, Mother, I want a house. What is the prerequisite I want for that house? Where you will reside, where you will bless all the people in the house with Parabhakti. That's it. I let go and I waited 8 months. In 8 months, mother gave me this house. It's not like I told her, oh, I want the house, and next day I got the house. Faith is an absolute term. And then the old house, we had to put it on the market to sell it. Once we were ready to put it on the market, pictures and everything, I told my husband, before you click that button, upload, give me a minute. I came, I said, Mother, we are putting that house on the market for sale. Let it happen as per your will. 3 showings and the house is sold. No khitpit, no efforts, no heated discussions, nothing. Effortless living. The house is sold. I want this for all of us. If you are putting effort, that's the red flag. Oh, the mind is back in action. Effortlessly it should happen. You want a hairstylist? Effortlessly. You want to buy some tomatoes? Effortless. That's where we are heading. So with that, Mansi says, faith is like a lubricant. Yes, you're right. That's what makes it effortless. If not, it's all friction, friction, friction. And I have lived that way. I refuse to. Okay. Wait, Saurabh has a question. Yes, Saurabh. हाँ जी. कौन जानना चाह रहा है? See, that's how the mind acts. It wants to dissect. मन जो है एक चाकू की भांति होता है. वो प्रत्येक परिस्थिति को काट काट के अंदर खोद खोद के देखना चाहता है. अच्छा तो ये घर, अच्छा तो यहाँ, अच्छा. Who wants to know? Drop it. Whenever you're dissecting a situation, know that your mind is active. Nature just is. Mind questions, why? Let me find out why. And it starts dissecting, looking, oh, let's look in this corner, let's look in this corner. Nothing to look. Everything just is. Absolutely the way it should be. Drop it. Whether mother walks with me, whether she resides in my heart, whether she is on my sahastrar, whether she talks through me, who wants to know? I certainly don't. लीला चल रही है, चल रही है. Sit back, enjoy and relax. Effortless living. Seek within, find within. That's all you need to keep telling your mind. बड़े प्यार से समझाना है मन को. क्या मिल जाएगा मन तुझे जान के? I have asked this question to my mind many times. You really want to know what will you gain if you know? Okay, let me make some efforts in knowing. Okay, let's say after we find out, what is that going to do to you? You will still be the same. You will come up with something else now. Oh, I want to know that. There is no end to knowing. That's why this Antariksh, you can go beyond the planet, beyond the Milky Way, beyond this, beyond. You can go. Ananta Koti Brahmanda Janani Divya Vikraha. Keep going. There is no end. But within, it's just a breath away. Everything is right there. All the answers are right there. Does that make sense? ओके. यू नो मीरा हमेशा एक जोक करती है मेरे साथ. माता आ गई स्वामी जी का. एंड देन शी स्टार्ट सेंडिंग मी पिक्चर्स ऑफ गोट्स, सोने की चेन. She'll post that video also. We'll watch it all together. Putting our hands together close to the heart. shoulders even, body relaxed, head bowed in reverence. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Jagan Mata Pahima. Okay, I will see you all on the group.